Hare Krishna, Shri Prabhu. I don't know, my question is, if Radhavaka Prabhu will be help Kesh to put the milk in the boat, can you help bring it in the temple?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah? Because I asked Radhavaka to help him.
I can help Kesh if you're ready.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's what I was thinking. Okay. You go, what time tomorrow? 8, yeah? This question.
No.
What time?
Well, I have to coordinate that, but probably, I don't know the devotee's name.
Yeah.
Very nice devotee.
I will tell you just a little bit later. Okay. Okay, that's mean cash to meet come 8:30, collect Tarini Velasini, and bring all pots from the milk. And I will be asked the girls prepare all the pots from the milk for Radhavalka. And after 9 o'clock, sorry.
It's okay.
I just because I'm afraid I will be.
Okay.
And after 9 o'clock, Keshtonit bring Mahamanta to the other side because Radhavalka will collect the milk, bring milk in this side, like he bring milk, and after he needs milk for himself.
You talk about Friday, not tomorrow.
Friday. And after he will be take that pockets with the milk, go collect milk for himself because he need milk for the for his own purpose. And after he will come back, collect Muhammad 9 o'clock.
Okay, so the plan we had in the Prashadam was
No, 8:30. He need to come with the pots 8:30. Collect Tarini Velasini and the milk, but Radhavalka will already bring.
How would you have
Because he already have some of them on of the pots in the house. Yeah, some of the pots, but it's not. Hare Krishna Keshto, I already explained everything to your dad, and he will explain it later. Okay? It's about Friday. Yeah, it's about something about Friday. Yeah, okay. Anyway. Yeah, and yeah. 8:30, come collect the license with the spots, and after 9 o'clock Friday, bring Mahamanta in the other side.
1 second, so 8:30, bring the pots, collect Mataji, bring whatever milk Prabhu is already brought.
Yeah.
Then we bring that up to the house, and Mamaji will come at 9, bring Mamaji.
On the other side, 9 o'clock. That's all.
Fargo called me just now. The
Electrician, Fargo.
Al Kesha's man.
Yeah.
From McGuire's Bridge. He wanted a photograph of the fuse board. And the other man is coming tomorrow morning. We call him son.
Yeah.
He's coming at 10 o'clock.
Because Fargo is very expensive.
So, let's see. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda,
Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda,
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya, Gaura Bhakta
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda,
Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda,
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda,
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
So Magdalena chapter 18, continuing with text 219, the Lord's visit to Sri Vrindavan. Whoever got to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would feel himself overwhelmed with ecstatic love and would begin to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Whoever met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became a Vaishnava, and whoever met that Vaishnava also became a Vaishnava. In this way, all the towns and villages became Vaishnava, one after another. Just as the Lord inundated South India on his tour there, he also inundated the western part of the country with love of Godhead. Purport. According to some opinions, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Kurukshetra while going to Prayag from Vrindavan. There is a temple of Bhadra Kali in Kurukshetra, and near that temple there is a temple containing the deity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally arrived at Prayag, and for 10 successive days bathed in the confluence of the rivers Yamuna and Ganga during the festival of Makara Sankranti, Magha Mela. Purport. Actually, the word Triveni indicates the confluence of 3 rivers, namely Ganges, Yamuna, and Sarasvati. Presently, the Sarasvati river is not visible, but the river Ganges and river Yamuna merge at Allahabad. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's visit to Vrindavan and his activities there are unlimited. Even Lord Shesha, who has thousands of hoods, cannot reach the end of his activities. What ordinary living being can describe the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? I have only indicated the general direction in the form of a summary. The pastimes and methods of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are uncommon. Unfortunate is he who cannot believe even after hearing all these things. From beginning to end, the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are uncommon. Just hear them with faith and accept them as true and correct. Whoever argues about this is a great fool. He intentionally and personally brings a thunderbolt down upon his head. The pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are an ocean of nectar. Even a drop of this ocean can inundate the whole world with transcendental bliss. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishna Das, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivinoda purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya chapter 18, describing the Lord's visit to Sri Vrindavan and his conversion of the Muslim soldiers on the way to Prayag. So now chapter 19. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs Srila Rupa Goswami. Text 1. Before the creation of this cosmic manifestation, the Lord enlightened the heart of Lord Brahma with the details of the creation and manifested the Vedic knowledge. In exactly the same way, the Lord, being anxious to revive the Vrindavan pastimes of Lord Krishna, impregnated the heart of Rupa Goswami with spiritual potency. By this potency, Srila Rupa Goswami could revive the activities of Krishna in Vrindavan, activities almost lost to memory. In this way, he spread Krishna consciousness throughout the world. All glories to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to all the devotees of the Lord. After meeting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the village of Ramakeli, the brothers Rupa and Sanatan returned to their homes. The 2 brothers divided the means whereby they could give up their material activities. For this purpose, they appointed 2 Brahmins and paid them a large amount of money. The Brahmins performed religious ceremonies and chanted the holy name of Krishna, so that the 2 brothers might attain shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very soon. Purport. Apurascharana is a ritualistic ceremony performed under the guidance of an expert spiritual master or a Brahmin. It is performed for the fulfillment of certain desires. One rises early in the morning, chants the Hare Krishna mantra, performs archana by the arti ceremony, and worships the deities. These activities are described in Madhya-lila 15th chapter, verse 108. At this time, Sri Rupa Goswami returned home, taking with him large quantities of riches loaded in boats. Sri Rupa Goswami divided the wealth that he brought back home. He gave 50% in charity to the Brahmins and Vaishnavas, and 25% to his relatives. Purport. This is a practical example of how one should divide his money and retire from household life. 50% of one's money should be distributed to qualified and pure devotees of the Lord. 25% may be given to family members, and 25% may be kept for personal use in case of emergency. He kept 1/4 of his wealth with a respectable Brahmin. He kept this for his personal safety because he was expecting some legal complications. He deposited 10,000 coins, which were later spent by Sri Sanatana Goswami in the custody of a local Bengali grocer. Sri Rupa Goswami heard that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had returned to Jagannath Puri and was preparing to go to Vrindavan through the forest. Sri Rupa Goswami sent 2 people to Jagannath Puri to find out when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would depart for Vrindavan. Sri Rupa Goswami told the 2 men, "You are to return quickly and let me know when he will depart. Then I shall make the proper arrangements." While Sanatana Goswami was in Godadesh, he was thinking, "The Nawab is very pleased with me. I certainly have an obligation. If the Nawab somehow or other becomes angry with me, I shall be greatly relieved." That is my conclusion. On the pretext of bad health, Sanatana Goswami remained home. Thus he gave up government service and did not go to the royal court. The greedy masters of his clerical and secretarial staff performed the government duties, while Sanatana personally remained home and discussed the revealed scriptures. Purport. Sanatana Goswami was the minister in charge of the government secretariat, and his assistants, the undersecretaries and clerks, all belonged to the Kayasta community. Formerly, the Kayastas belonged to the clerical and secretarial staff of the government, and later, if one served in such a post, he was called a Kayashta. Eventually, if a person could not identify himself as a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Sudra, he used to introduce himself as a Kayashta to get a wealthy and honorable position. In Bengal, it is said that if one cannot give the identity of his caste, he calls himself a Kayashta. On the whole, the Kayashta community is a mixture of all castes, and it especially includes those engaged in clerical or secretarial work. Materially, such people are always busy occupying responsible government posts. When Sanatana Goswami was relaxing and feeling inclined to retire from government service, many Kayashtas on his secretarial staff were very eager to occupy his post. In this regard, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur states that when Sanatana Goswami was a government minister and the Kayashtas who assisted him saw that he was reluctant to continue, they became very expert in their duties. Sanatana Goswami was a Brahmin belonging to the Sarasvat Brahmin community. It is said that when he resigned, a subordinate named Purandara Khan, who was a Kayashta, occupied his post. Sri Sanatana Goswami used to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam in an assembly of 20 or 30 learned Brahmin scholars. Purport. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur gives the following commentary on the words Bhagavat Vichara. As confirmed in the Mundaka Upanishad, there are 2 kinds of educational systems. One deals with transcendental knowledge, Paravidya, and the other with material knowledge, apara vidya. All the Vedas, the Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharva Veda, along with their corollaries, known as Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Chanda, and Jyotish, belong to the inferior system of material knowledge, Aparavidya. By Paravidya, one can understand the Akshara, Brahman, or the absolute truth. As far as the Vedic literature is concerned, the Vedanta Sutra is accepted as the Paravidya. Srimad Bhagavatam is an explanation of that Paravidya. Those who aspire for liberation, mukti or moksha, and introduce themselves as Vedantika are also equal to those groups aspiring to improve religion or dharma, economic development, artha, sense gratification, kama. Dharma, artha, kama, and moksha are called chaturvarga. They are all within the system of inferior material knowledge. Any literature giving information about the spiritual world, spiritual life, spiritual identity, and the spirit soul is called Paravidya. Srimad Bhagavatam does not have anything to do with the materialistic way of life. It gives transcendental information to educate the people in superior system of Paravidya. Sanatana Goswami was engaged in discussing the Bhagavad Vidya, which means he discussed transcendental superior knowledge. Those who are karmis, jnanis, or yogis are not actually fit to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam. Only Vaishnavas, or pure devotees, are fit to discuss that literature. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam itself, 12th canto, although Srimad Bhagavatam is counting among the Puranas, it is called the spotless Purana, because it does not discuss anything material. It is liked by transcendental Vaishnava devotees. The subject matter found in Srimad Bhagavatam is meant for Paramahamsas. As it is said, Paramo Nimaracharanam Satam Vedyam. A Paramahamsa is one who does not live in the material world and who does not envy others. In Srimad Bhagavatam, devotional service is discussed to arouse the living entity to the transcendental position of dhyan, or knowledge, and vairagya, renunciation. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, the seriously inquisitive student or sage, well equipped with knowledge and detachment, realizes that absolute truth by rendering devotional service in terms of what he has heard from the Vedanta Shruti. This is not sentiment. Knowledge and renunciation can be obtained through devotional service, bhakya shruta vitaya. That is, by arousing one's dormant devotional consciousness or Krishna consciousness. When Krishna consciousness is aroused, it relieves one from fruitive activity for economic improvement and material enjoyment. This relief is technically called naiskamya. And when one is relieved, he is no longer interested in working hard for sense gratification. Srimad Bhagavatam is Srila Vyasadev's last mature contribution, and one should read and hear it in an assembly of realized souls while engaging in devotional service. At such a time, one can be liberated from all material bondage. This was the course taken by Sanatana Goswami, who retired from government service to study Srimad Bhagavatam with learned scholars. While Sanatana Goswami was studying Srimad Bhagavatam in the assembly of learned Brahmins, one day the Nawab of Bengal and another person suddenly appeared. Purposely. The full name of the Nawab of Bengal, Hussain Shah, was Aladwina Saidiya Hussaina Saha Sarika Maka, and he ruled Bengal for 23 years, Christian era 1498 to 1521. Sanatana Goswami was studying Srimad Bhagavatam with the scholars in the year AD 1502. As soon as all the Brahmins and Sanatana Goswami saw the Nawab appear, they all stood up and respectfully gave him a sitting place to honor him. Purport. although Nawab Hussain Shah was a militia Yavana, he was nonetheless the governor of the country. And the learned scholars and Sanatana Goswami offered him all respect due to a king or a governor. When a person occupies an exalted executive post, one should consider that he has acquired the grace of the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita 10:41, Lord Krishna says, "Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor." Whenever we see something exalted, we must consider it part of the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A powerful man, Vibhu Timat Sattvam, is one who has obtained the grace of the Lord or has derived some power from him. In Bhagavad Gita 7:10, Krishna says, Tejas Tejas Vinamaham, I am the power of the powerful. The learned Brahmin scholars showed respect to Nawab Hussain Shah because he represented a fraction of Krishna's power. The Nawab said, I sent my physician to you, and he has reported that you are not diseased. As far as he could see, you were completely healthy. I'm depending on you to carry out so many of my activities, but you have given up your governmental duties to sit here at home. You have spoiled all my activities. What is your intention? Please tell me frankly. Sanatana Goswami replied, you can no longer expect any service from me. Please arrange for someone else to tend to the management. Becoming angry with Sanatana Goswami, the Nawab said, your elder brother is acting just like a plunderer. By killing many living entities, your elder brother has destroyed all Bengal. Now here you are destroying all my plans. Sanatana Goswami said, you are the supreme ruler of Bengal and are completely independent. Whenever someone commits a fault, you punish him accordingly. Hearing this, the Nawab of Bengal stood up and returned to his home. He ordered the arrest of Sanatana Goswami so that he would not be able to leave Purport. It is said that the relationship between the Nawab of Bengal and Sanatana Goswami was very intimate. The Nawab used to consider Sanatana Goswami his younger brother, and when Sanatana Goswami showed a very strong intention to resign, the Nawab, feeling familial affection, essentially said, I'm your elder brother, but I do not look after the state management. My only business is attacking other states with my soldiers and fighting everywhere as a plunderer. Because I am a meat eater, Yavana, I'm used to hunting all kinds of living beings. In this way, I'm destroying all kinds of living entities in Bengal. While engaged in this destructive business, I'm hoping that you will tend to the administration of the state. Since I, your elder brother, am engaged in such a destructive business, you, being my younger brother, should look after the state management. If you do not, how will things continue? This talk was based on a family relationship, and Sanatana Goswami also replied in an intimate and joking way. Essentially, he told the Nawab, my dear brother, you are the independent ruler of Bengal. You can act in whatever way you like, and if someone commits a fault, you can punish him accordingly. In other words, Sanatana Goswami was saying that since the Nawab was accustomed to acting like a plunderer, he should go ahead and take action. Since Sanatana was not showing much enthusiasm for performing his duty, the Nawab should dismiss him from his service. The Nawab could understand the intention of Sanatana Goswami's statement. He therefore left in an angry mood and ordered Sanatana Goswami's arrest. At this time, the Nawab was going to attack the province of Orissa, and he told Sanatana Goswami, come along with me. Purport. Hussain Shah attacked the neighboring province of Orissa in 1502. At that time, he conquered the feudal princes there. Sanatana Goswami replied, you are going to Orissa to give pain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For this reason, I am powerless to go with you. The Nawab again arrested Sanat Goswami and kept him in prison. At this time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu departed for Vrindavan from Jagannath Puri. The two persons who went to Jagannath Puri to inquire about the Lord